Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5am Club. As you can see, life becomes a ritual, and before you know it, certain habits, certain things start to recur over and over again. And my latest ritual, as you probably are aware, is that I catch the train, get off the train here at Circular Quay, and commence my 5am Club from this beautiful, magnificent platform. It's just starting to sprinkle, so I need to work out where I'm going to go to stay out of the elements, to make sure that I don't wet this new iPhone. And I think I'll go down there to the last wharf number 6, and continue my 5am Club from there. At least I know I'll be out of the elements and protected when I get down there. Anyway, let's go on a walk and talk. The train's heading off, and we'll head off as well and kick off our talk for the day. And it's a book summary, as I alluded to before. The book has been sourced. Book summary has been sourced by a website called Best Book Bits, which has hundreds of books from all different categories that have been summarised both in written form, where you can read them, and also audio form, so you can sit and listen to the book summary. So it doesn't get any easier than that. So there's no excuses for those who want to grow, develop and expand. You can do it every day. Just grab a copy, put it on your iPhone, your podcast, and you can either listen away, you can read away, or you can listen to my summary. It's up to you. But there's an opportunity for all of us to grow and develop, and to learn from other people, and it's dubbed OPE, other people's experience. Other people's experience is the knowledge and wisdom you gain from other people. And we've said time and time again, you can go through life trying to find all the answers and be your own consultant, or you can leverage what other people have learnt, what other people know, what's been accumulated over thousands of years from many different cultures, from many different generations, and you can live a productive life that way as well. Anyway, let's move on and talk a little bit more about this book. So the book is called I Hope I Screw This Up. I hope I screw this up. And I'll just show you the water there. You can see the gentle rain coming down on the water. The book's called I Hope I Screw This Up by Kyle Cease. And he starts off the book with a very powerful message, saying that you cannot control what others do, only what you do. And it's until we learn that, until we gain that massive, awesome insight, that the only thing we can control in our lives is ourselves. We can't control anything other than ourselves. Can't control our wives, can't control our children, can't control our workmates, can't control our families. Very, very little things we control, even though there are lots of people out there who believe in conspiracy theories and thinking that there are 2 or 3 people or a dozen people sitting in a room controlling the world. You know very well, if you just look around your own little social circle, your own sphere, of influence, you'll learn very, very quickly that not only we can't control those around us, we struggle to even control ourselves. You know, just put a donut in front of me and I'll tell you how much control I've got over myself. Anyway, let's move on. So the author then talks about the importance of accepting the now, accepting the things that are happening in our lives and acknowledging. So acknowledge and accept, and to let go of the heaviness of the world and grab onto the infinite lightness of your intentions. Very powerful and deep point that is. You know, at the end of the day, all we've really got is what we intend to do in our lives, and in many ways what we intend and what we actually do are two different things, because regardless of how well organised and how well planned we are, things don't always work out based on our intention. And the author also makes another important point, that it's important for us to also understand other people's intentions and to try and dig deeper into what makes other people tick and what they're trying to do, because sometimes people say and do things which don't really, it's hard to understand, but once you understand their intention, then you get a feel for what they're trying to achieve. And by letting go of this whole control thing, you know, and not being a control freak, you get to experience a level of freedom, because the author suggests that you become a prisoner of the things that you try and control. And I've said it time and time again, you know, you see people who are control freaks, people who are trying to control everything around them, everything and everybody. They're an absolute prisoner, living in misery, because it's like trying to herd cats. Trying to control people is virtually impossible, and it's painful as well. So the sooner you learn that it's a futile mission, the freer you're going to be, because you're never going to be free by changing the external world. It's just an illusion. I remember years ago there was a song by, I forget who it was, but they did make the point that it's all just an illusion. But here's a good one. I love this one here, that you need to try and live with the high vibration of excitement. How awesome is it living around and working with people who are excited, who generate a high vibe, an upbeat vibe, which pulsates, and it just gets you. It's infectious. It just wants you to get up and do more and be more in your life. So there's a lesson there for all of us. That's maybe one of the takeaways from this book, is to try and live in a higher vibe, being around people who are of a higher vibe. And I remember years ago when I was working at IBM, and they talked about the disk drive technology, saying that the head, the reader of the disk, and the disk need to be spinning at the same speed to be able to work together. So too, we need to be hanging out with people who are spinning and vibing and moving at a similar sort of frequency, in order A, to get them, and B, for them to be able to get us. And the author says something else which I absolutely loved, was that we need to understand that the end point for all of us in our lives is open-ended, and there are many paths. There are many ways of getting there. There's no single path to any destination. 1 plus 9 equals 10, 2 plus 8 equals 10, 3 plus 7 equals 10. G'day, mate. How you going there, Justin? Have a good day, buddy. Look after yourself. 5 plus 5 equals 10. You get my drift. As we said, there are many paths to where we want to get to. And once you understand there are many paths, then you'll get that there are many solutions and many options that we can take to achieve the same outcome. Let me get back under cover because it's starting to rain again. I thought it was going to stop, but it's picking up again. So one of the big clinches from this book, one of the best points to come out of this book, is that your why must be to help other people. If your why in life is just to help yourself and just to get the most out of life for yourself, then you're missing the point. You need to shift from getting to giving. That's the secret. And we hear this all the time. The secret in life is to give, not to receive. But what does it mean? What does it mean? How do you move from being selfish, wanting to get out of life, to getting to the point where you want to give freely to others in life? And the author says something else which is really important. And I don't know if many people understand this, but if you're giving with the expectation of getting, then that's not the answer. Because givers who want to be getting live a life of entitlement, and there's nothing worse than being with people who feel entitled, because they give, and then all of a sudden they demand to get back, which is a challenge. Oh, I just saw a rat swimming across the water there. How terrible is that? The rat was just swimming across the water. Didn't know what it was. Looked like a snake, but it was this massive rat. Anyway, so let's continue along our path. So the important thing is to give without expecting to get, because a giver who is expecting to get is basically an Indian giver. And they're people who are going to cause massive problems to us in our lives. And you're going to cause massive problems to other people if you're giving with the expectation of getting. And here's another beauty from this book. Live with your heart, and people who live with their heart, or people who live with their head, will disappear from your life. But the good thing about that is that they'll make space in your life for other people to come into your life. So it's an important point. Listen to this one here again. Live with your heart. And the people who surround you, who live with their head, will disappear from your life. So don't worry about the people who disappear from your life, because in essence, they were never destined to be in your life in the first place, and all they're going to be doing is causing you heartache and hardship anyway. So don't worry, because the people who leave your life do you a favour, because what they do is they create space for others to enter your life. But with that space is also a threat, because there are other people who can come into your life who can cause you grief. So you need to be careful with who you associate with and who you let into your life, and to once again understand that you need to be around people who enjoy giving and give without the expectation of taking. This author is big on feeling, is big on giving, but he says that the most important thing in the world is how you feel about situations. Because if it's about thinking, he says that your mind is a slave to others, and it creates conflicts in our lives. So he's kind of suggesting that you go with your heart as opposed with your mind, because your mind is influenced and basically poisoned by others and by your self-interest. The author talks about the importance of examining your stories to see if your stories, the stories that you repeat over and over again, are aligned to your heart or they're aligned to your head. Because the stories that are aligned to your head often create a prison, and that we need to break out of. And another beauty from this book is that when you fear something, we've all got fears. Let's just face it. We've all got fears, and many of those fears are irrational. But he comes up with a nice little exercise, and he says that when a fear comes up, and fears pop up all the time, when a fear comes up, all you have to do is simply say, and I love it, I love it, I love it. And by acknowledging it and giving it love, you will short circuit the fear and the pattern of resistance which keeps it coming back over and over again. So a lesson for all of us is to not to resist and push away our fears all the time, but acknowledging them and accepting them and just dealing with them through action is probably an important way of dealing with fears. It's counterintuitive, I know, but as I said, there are a lot of people who live in fears, and sometimes by not acknowledging and not accepting a fear is probably the worst thing you can do. The author is suggesting that what you do is just accept it and move on and live with it. And the other point from this book is that whatever challenges you have in your life now, whatever is happening in your life right now, it's happened because of you. It's happened because of the decisions you've made and the thoughts that you have, because you're the one who has boxed yourself in with your thoughts and the things that you accept. So you have the power to unbox yourself. So nobody else has that power but you. Because as the author says, we're surrounded by layers and layers of habits and addictions. And we need to make room in our lives for something new to come in. So the way we make room is by eliminating those habits and actions, those repeated habits and actions which cause us grief. So it's a little bit like the Sara Lee cake. We're surrounded by layer upon layer upon layer of habits and addictions. And the addictions are the repeated stories that we say to ourselves. The same old thing, like the broken record, the same old fear that we just keep on repeating and repeating and repeating are the challenge. So what the author is suggesting is to listen to your heart and listen to what you want and just let it happen. Don't try and manufacture it. Listen and let it happen and accept whatever comes into your life and learn to surf it, learn to make the most of it while the waves are pumping and while the opportunities are arising. And we'll finish off with a very powerful thing where the author says that nobody understands your calling but you. And you just need to understand that your life, your calling, your callings are your responsibility. And the best takeaway from this book is the last point, is that life is a playground and not a multiple choice exam. And to know that you just can't screw it up. You just can't screw life up. Just go with your heart. Give, listen to your heart, submit to your heart, and live the life that you're destined to achieve. Don't resist, don't push back, don't overthink it, and by all means, don't do what other people want you to do. You are your own agent. You're the agent of your own fulfillment, with, of course, in partnership with God's grace and glory. But you need to listen to your heart, because each and every one of us have a different purpose, a different calling, a different set of callings that only we know. Nobody else knows, and nobody else can help us with our calling but ourselves. But you need to be true. You need to be true to your heart, true to your calling, and do whatever you have to do to express yourself fully and to serve your calling. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great. Even though it's overcast, even though it's misty, even though it's raining a bit, I think it's going to fine up and be another beautiful day. So wishing you all the best, to all my friends and family. Stay connected, stay relevant, and let's take a few lessons from this wonderful book. I just hope I screw this up, and to not fear, not to fear life, and to live with love, and to try and answer your calling or your callings by just releasing, letting go, and going with the flow, and listening to your heart, and just marching to that sweetest rhythm and beat of all, the beat of your drum. Yassas, take care, and I look forward to chatting with you again tomorrow from Jim's 5am Club, and I'll be coming to you from another location, hopefully, depending on the weather, with another message of empowerment, an observation, a book summary, a song. Who knows what it'll be tomorrow, but it'll come unscripted, unedited, unchanged, and uneverything. It'll come from your heart, it'll be authentic, and hopefully it'll be a shared experience where we can all grow and develop and get through the day. Yassas, sasagapao from Jim's 5am Club, erafilaki, kiss to say bye and get on with the day. Take care, and until we chat again, yassas.